All right.
Lori, can
And
you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, okay.
All right.
I'm just getting home from back roads. I got to get set up.
Okay, no problem, Paula. It's like I've got a voice in my head, right? So just so my folks online know, we've got a studio with other humans. I've done this in the past and it's worked okay. So hopefully you'll know that I give you all full attention. So it's kind of like an expansion of the universe, which is kind of cool. Um, and for those of you that are in person here today, if for some reason you can't make it, you can jump on online at the same time at the convenience of your own home. Yeah, like these girls do. Welcome to our practice today. And I'm really excited because we're opening up a new series called the 8 Limbs of Yoga. And the 8 Limbs of Yoga, sometimes it's called Ashtanga Yoga, and it literally means kind of branching out into the different aspects. It's kind of they're called the yamas and the niyamas. One of them is observances, and one of those are behaviors. And the first of the limbs of yoga is non-harming, or ahimsa, it's also called. And basically, what it's telling us is how we can manage, and each one is always towards this enlightenment. And so it's how do we manage ourselves to a point where we can feel enlightened, where we can remove the obstacles of of coveting, of not becoming more knowledgeable about ourselves and about yoga. And in this particular one on non-harming, it's the very first of all the bases. So if you think about it, it makes sense, because the last thing you want to do is harm yourself in the way to enlightenment, right? That's kind of contraindicating. But what does that mean on your mat? Well, it typically means we all have edges, right? So we typically try to push to our edges, and I encourage that often, because if you don't know what your edges are, how do you know how far you can actually reach to? But this is actually asking us to look internally and kind of soften those edges. So the practice today is going to be a fairly gentle practice, and that might be your challenge, because we are go, 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 go people, right? So how do you pull that back? It's like breathing or meditation, right? Like that is hard to stop the monkey mind from moving. So how do you do that? It's like anything else. You have to practice it. You have to practice mindfulness. You have to practice breathing. You have to practice. I mean, it's innate. We breathe or we die. But how do you notice that into your body? Where does it fit into your body and all of that? So non-harming starts with us. And so that's why this practice is a very gentle practice. We'll be doing some yinny stuff as well. Yinny, is that a word? But it is one where we're actually staying in a posture for a little longer, just to kind of feel it. And we're not going to be doing tons of chaturanga, a little bit of core work to warm us up here and there. I highly recommend use of blocks. Okay, so I love sitting on my blocks. And what you'll find most in any kind of meditation, the instructor will always tell you to sit up on your blocks so you can heighten your hips so that your knees are lower than your hips, gives your lower back hope that it's not going to hurt. Okay, so it removes the compression. So we'll start our practice now. So I'll get you, as we always do, to kind of come into your breath. But I'm going to start in a gentle way already. I'm going to have you come onto your backs. Okay, so off of your blocks, and I'll have you just draw yourself onto your back bodies. Okay, and I encourage you to kind of move your body around enough so that you don't feel like you're in any kind of strain. Okay, so on our backs, I want you to invite and notice the breath in your body. Imagine it coming in and imagine it leaving your body. And then think about the breath as it comes into your body. Does it feel a certain way? Is it a little shorter? See if you can lengthen it. The inhale, the prana, and the exhale, the apana vayu. We talked about the winds last week. It's the same kind of premise. And as your breath finds its way into you, imagine it coming in kind of a rectangular state, in and out in different rectangles, coming in and out. And you can see the edges of your inhalation and your exhalation. And imagine, if you can now, that those edges are a little softer, they're a little rounder. Feel your shoulders draw themselves away from your ears. Feel the lines on your forehead soften, your eyes soften, your cheeks and your teeth separating. Imagine that very middle of your body now. And as the breath comes now in those soft rectangular kind of states, they start to circle. They create a circle in and out, a constant overlapping. Go ahead and drag your right foot onto the ground to start, and just feel how that changes, especially in the sacrum. You got a little more pressure there. And then take that knee into the body, give it a little hug. And as you bring the thigh into the belly, just point and flex the foot, give it a little nod of acknowledgement. And just leave your left hand on your right knee and take your right and let it float down to the earth. And now take your leg across your body, just a little bit at a time. When you're about at the other end of your body, take your belly button into your spine, draw it back, and then keep the leg coming over. So now you start lifting that right hip off the ground, but you're trying as hard as you can to keep that right shoulder on the ground. Okay, so we're feeling that effect of a spinal twist in the lower back. And then invite your breath to the top of that right hip. So draw your breath in, see it travel, feel it travel. And as you exhale, soften your belly more. Get to your jaw, loosen your teeth, open them up, and then bring your knee back to center. And go ahead and hold on again to your knee with both hands. And this time you're going to bring the knee in a little closer, tuck your chin in, lift your shoulders, lift your heart, and come into a little ball here. Breath in, exhale, draw the spine back down. Keep your right hand onto your knee, take your left arm, let it float out to the left, and then open your knee out into the other direction. Okay, so you're just feeling that kind of inner thigh opening. Tuck your chin in. I'll remind you a few times of that because it's easy to get the chin kind of to look upwards. Nice. And then draw that knee back into the body. Okay, bring it in a little closer. And then let the left knee join. So both knees in. Bring the knees to the armpits. Open up the legs so that you can feel that stretch to the inner thighs. And then take your hands behind your thighs, kind of right behind your knees, and just let your legs kind of flop. Okay, kind of getting the knee warm, this hinge joint of our knee. And then just release that. Bring that right foot on the ground and the left knee into the chest. Bring it in nice and tight. You can lengthen the bottom leg. You don't have to. It's totally up to you. Just feel your belly and your thigh come together. Okay, keeping your right hand now on your left leg, left arm away. Just take that body across again. Just an easy pull over. And then draw your belly button to your spine. Give yourself a lift through that left hip now. So a bigger spinal twist on the left side. And once again, bring your breath in, direct it to the top of your hip, Relax and release your breath here. And just continue to feel that circular motion of that prana and apana vayu. And then draw yourself back to center. Keep the knee close to the body. Left hand on the left knee, right arm comes out, and then you're just going to guide that left knee to open. Okay? In this whole wondrous kind of motion of this largest joint of our body, our hip joint, just imagine here where the thigh bone is in relation to the hip, okay, the pelvic bowl. Go ahead and draw that knee back to center. Hold on tight. Tuck the chin in, roll the shoulders off the mat, bring the body in a little closer. Enjoy the breath here. And as you exhale, draw the spine back to the earth. Bring both knees into the body now, okay? And then bring the knees to the armpits. Just little motions, just enough so that you can feel the lower spine, maybe even the sacrum, maybe even the outline of the sacrum in one direction and then the other. Okay, so when we think about ease in the body, non-harming, the stretches that we do often have a tension to them. Okay, we're going to teach the body to relax in the stretch today. So take the hands to the inside of your knees now, okay, and then just take the legs and extend them out into a big V. So here, gravity now plays a role. Right? Belly button into the spine best you can. Try to relax your shoulders and send your heels to either corner of the room. I just feel the beautiful opening here from the inner ankle to the inner knee, deep into the inner thigh. Nice, and then just release. Bring the knees a little closer to the body now. And if you like, you can reach in and grab the bottoms of your feet and lift your legs up into a happy baby. If that's not accessible for you, just take the back of your thighs and open up here. Heels are just pointing to the ceiling. Okay, so no judgment here. It's just the way often our skeletal system is stacked. Nice, and then just bring the knees onto the ground. Okay, we're going to take a little mini bridge. We're going to work on this mini bridge a little later, but now it's just a mini one. Hands to either side of the body. Feet are close to your glutes. Push into your feet, lift your hips up, up, up. And then just draw them down again. Okay, so we'll be using this again a little later in the practice. Go ahead and lift the hips up, up, up. Squeeze the glutes. Feel the opening through the front of the body. Okay, when we do this a little later, we're going to have the blocks under our feet, and you're going to see how much joy is in that. Nice. Take the legs, extend them out long. Take the arms, draw them overhead. Make yourself into a big north and south. Okay, take the belly button in and exhale. Nice. Again, staying on the gentle theme. I'm going to ask you just to roll onto your left side, scoop your bum over to the right, and just come onto the side body. Okay, sometimes you call this like watching TV asana. Okay, so the bottom knee is bent. The top knee is on top. You're going to reach back and grab the top of the right foot. And then draw your knees together. And then let the hip move itself forward. And we're coming into quite an extraordinary stretch for the quad here. Okay, so bring your knees together so you can feel that full extension. If you feel a little unbalanced, it's likely because you are. So if you want to bend that bottom leg, it's going to give you a little more balance. Stay here for another breath and try to breathe right into the belly of the thigh. Knees together, inhale. Exhale. Relax your shoulders. Nice. Go ahead and release that foot. Put it on the ground. Draw yourself back into your back body and then take your left foot, cross it over your right. Okay, and here we're just going to let that left leg float open. Bring your arms out to a T. We're going to stay with that wide open left leg. Okay, and then lift your heel up. As you lift your heel up, you're going to feel a little less tension in the hip. And then bring that knee all the way up. So I'm not holding on yet, not yet. Okay, but by doing this, I'm actually starting to instigate the core a little bit more, right? So pull the belly button into the spine. What's holding it there? So we're starting to fire up the belly and the core. Beautiful breath in. Exhale. Nice. Drop the foot to the ground. Extend both legs again. Take the arms overhead and come into that north and south again. Okay, stay here for another full breath. Okay, and then we're going to roll over to the other side. So just take the body, roll over, over, over. Okay, that bottom knee can be bent for stability. You're going to take your head is on your right bicep. Take the left arm back, grab the top of that foot, and then bring the knees together. Send the hips forward. If you did this standing, it would look a lot like dancer's pose. Okay, so we're just taking those postures and making them a little more accessible, focusing on the soma of our body, the feeling in our body. Draw a breath in, exhale. Nice. And as we roll back onto our spine, you're going to take your ankle, cross it over, come back onto your back body. Okay. And then once again, you're just going to lift that knee up and try your best to let the floating leg, so the top leg, just kind of lengthen. So for sure you've instigated the core here. You have to, or that leg would just flop over. Pull the belly button into the spine. Keep that contraction. Okay. Feel it. So it's a nice way to warm up the inner body without getting into too much strain. Okay, so think plank here. Beautiful breath in. Exhale, foot comes down on the ground again, and then the other leg comes back down to the ground. Okay, hands to either side of the body. We're going to lift up, up, up into a little mini bridge. And if you want to accentuate this a little bit, lift your heels off the ground. Okay, so you're going to come up a little higher on the shoulder blades. Okay, it's just a breath in here. And exhale. Nice. And then draw your tailbone back onto the earth. Okay, from here, the knees will come over the hips now, and you're going to cross the right ankle over the left. Okay, so we're going to stay onto our back bodies, and we're going to instigate the core again. Take the feet and draw them up to the ceiling. Best you can. Best you can. Okay, take the arms, reach them up to the ceiling. Okay, and now from here, you're going to lift through the chest and try to grab the toe on the opposite side and then bring it back down again. Lift up and then back down again. Okay, if this is causing you any kind of grief in the lower spine, bend your knees and you're still crossing over onto the opposite side. Okay, a couple more times, reach up and release. One more time, reach up and release. Good. Pause here. Uncross the ankles and then cross them in the other way, because we always like to try both sides. And then again, reach up, try to grab the big toe, come back down. And the extent to which you can actually activate the core is really about how you can contract the abdominals so that it allows you to rise up. Do this 2 more times, each side, once each side. And again. Nice. And release. Go ahead and grab the backs of your legs, bend the knees, keep the ankles crossed, bring the knees into the chest. Okay, extend the legs up, and then allow yourself to roll up, up, up into a seat. Okay, and now from here, you're going to take the left leg and extend it forward. Take the right foot and draw it to the top of your thigh. Fingertips to either side, and we're going to rise up, up, up through the crown. So you want to fire up that foot. So typically we come out wide with this. I'm going to ask you to bring it in. So instigating the core still, okay, but doing a really nice stretch through the hamstring on that back leg. So all you're going to do is bend that front knee. So you want a little bit of bend in that leg. Okay, we'll take the arms, so they'll come up. And now we're going to take the top of the pelvis and we're going to move the body forward and just kind of drape over. And as you do, extend the leg. And then we'll draw it up into the body, lift the knee up again. Good. Exhale, draw it back down again. And then back up again. Okay, we're going to do this a few times. And once again, I want you to think about how the breath is working here. Remember when we were on our backs and we were rounding the breath, it was going into a circle. Okay, same kind of thing. Extend the leg and then draw yourself back up again. Knee comes up. Extend the leg, reach. Each time you reach forward, is there a little more for you? Whether that's your breath or maybe it's your sights. Okay, keep extending forward. Good, we're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, exhale, push the leg forward. 1 more time, inhale. Exhale, push the leg forward. Keep reaching, keep reaching, keep reaching. Take the sides of your legs. Okay, so the hands on the sides of the legs. Inhale, lift through the chest. Okay, and then draw the top of the belly forward and maybe, just maybe, grab your ankle or your foot. Okay, it doesn't have to happen. You just want to lick and look towards the front knee. And then just let your head go, shoulders go. Okay, head to knee pose in a modification. If you need to bend that bottom leg, do so. Okay, this isn't about being in the perfect position. It's about being perfectly imperfect wherever you are. Draw a breath in. Exhale. Nice. And you're going to just walk up, up, up the legs. Okay, now take both of your feet, bring them together in bound angle pose. Okay, lifting up nice and tall and just flutter the legs here. Okay, you may already sense a difference in either leg, right? Not better, not worse, just different. Good. And then release. And then you're going to take the other leg forward. So my left, your right. Okay, and sit on your sitting bones. If you have to move your meaty muscle mass, that's what that is. Okay, that's what you're doing. That ankle up to the top of the thigh. Now, if you have that ankle up and it's kind of bothering, or sorry, if you have that knee up, it's kind of bothering you, you can just draw the beautiful block, right? That's what it's there for. So lots of props today. Okay, bend the knee here. Bend the knee. Start with the knee bent. We'll inhale the arms up. Okay, so this is already increasing intensity by extending, okay, the body with the arms. And then as you exhale, draw the top of your bone down and extend the leg. And then inhale, scoop it up. Exhale, top of the pelvic bone comes forward. Beautiful breath work here too. Inhale, prana, exhale, apana. Okay, so you're going to do this a few more times in kind of that circular motion, continuing to kind of feed the feelings, okay? The feelings in your body, they're all yours. Reach forward, extend the leg, and then 1 more time, reach up, and then lift, pull over the leg, grab the sides of your leg, lift through the chest, maybe bring it a little further, maybe taking the foot. Okay, wherever you are is exactly where you should be. And if that knee is a little bent, then so be it. It's all good. Relax the jaw. Inhale. Exhale. Nice. And then just float yourself back up, 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 up. Okay, just gently. Nice. You're going to take the legs now, and we're going to come into a tabletop position. Okay, if you have blocks, keep them close by, okay, because we're going to be using the blocks to lift the world for us, right? That's a nice thing. Okay, so come onto your tabletop here. And fingertips super wide, coming into that tabletop. Now remember, in tabletop, we have the natural curve in the lower back, yes, and behind the neck, yes. Okay, so we never really say straight back because it's never straight. And we're going to instigate a little bit of core work here before we move into more of a stretch. So we'll take the left leg and extend it out. Okay, keep the toe curled under. Draw the breath in. Okay, now squeeze the glute on the left side. Lift that leg parallel to the ground. Now, if you look back, the big toe has a tendency of out splaying itself. Turn the big toe in, okay? Which means your left hip is parallel to the right. You're going to take that right arm, reach it forward. Now, remember, we're trying to instigate a little bit of heat, but not with big movements, with very controlled movements. The right palm reaches to the ceiling, and then we take the knee and elbow together and we round the spine, and then we take it out again. Okay, we're going to do this 3 times more. In and extend. Okay, that right toe is curled under to help with stability, and extend. One more time. In and extend. Reach out, reach out, reach out. Hand comes down. Okay, now you're going to take that foot and you're going to kick it out to the side. Okay, so it's on a 45-degree angle or so. Okay, we're going to come into the side body a little more. You're going to take the knee, bring it in, kind of like a fire hydrant, and then kick it out again. Bring it in, and then back out again. So we're literally squeezing the abdominal muscles on the outer left side of the body. Okay, so into the core and back. This is kind of like a mini mountain climber. Keep it kicked out, keep it kicked out. Pause there, still on a 45-degree angle. Drop the foot. Okay, and then walk yourself up, up, up here. Okay, now that leg is not directly next to your body. That's gate pose. This is a modified gate pose. Okay, remember, keeping it easy, keeping it cool for the body. We'll take both arms, reach them up. Okay, and then the left arm to the left thigh. You're going to take a little back bend here. Okay, and then you're going to switch. You'll lift the left arm, drop the right, have a look down. And then switch again, reach up. And then up and over. So we're kind of coming back to that circular motion. And you can come into it any way your body asks you to. You might even scoop the arms up and away. Okay, but notice what's staying stable here. The hip stays stable. We stay open on that left side. Okay, and guess what? The core has a little bit more work to do. Okay, one more time, reach up and exhale all the way back. Now take both arms and lift them up. Okay, so here comes a really funky stretch. Here we go. You're going to take the arms down, okay, and then walk your hands up, up, up your mat until you kind of come into a long, almost plank, and then drop your hips. Okay, so that left leg is still out on a 45-degree angle, yes? Okay, and then the left inner foot is on the ground. So the blade of the left foot is on the ground. Take your arms out to about a wide position. So your hands will come out to a wide position. Okay, and we're going to intensify this to the way you like. As you inhale, I want you to lift up through the chest. So a beautiful back extension, but look at that left hip, right? Stays and remains open. Exhale, float back down again. Good. If you want a little more, you bring the hands a little closer and you pump, lift, and then exhale down. Okay, so you should really be able to feel this in that lower quadrant of the left back body. Okay, and then you can play around where your arms go. So lift up and back down. Lift up and down. And so just a really neat way to get into the lower spine, into these extensions that are super safe and still opening that left hip. Good. One more time, lift up, pause here. Okay, draw breath in. Exhale. Nice. And then draw yourself all the way back down. How's that left side? Take the left leg, draw it in. Okay, bring your hands under your shoulder. This is probably the only time we're going to move into plank today. Push into your hands, lift off the chest, and then slide the hips back. Take the hands back under the shoulder, come back into a tabletop. Okay, and then when you're here, go ahead and take a little cat and a little cow. So don't like to do a lot of back bends or extensions and go right into a forward fold. Okay, you want to really kind of make those connections not so obvious and not so intense. Good, pause here. We're going to the other side. Okay, right leg extends out now. Okay, and notice where the toe is when it's on the ground. You want to keep it pointing that direction. Squeeze the right glute, squeeze the right hamstring, lift that leg so it's parallel to the ground. Okay, so when that toe comes down, so too does that right hip, and that's where you want to maintain the connection. Take your left arm, reach it out. Okay, now feel yourself already engaging in the core. It has to be. Okay, bird dog is one of the best postures you can go to for the core and the back, right? Front and back. Left palm reaches up. Okay, and now you're going to take the knee and elbow in and extend it out. We're going to do that 3 more times. Knee and elbow in, extend out, knee and elbow in, extend out. 1 more time. In, extend, hold, breathe, lengthen. Hand comes down. Okay, now take the leg out on that diagonal. Push the heel away. Are you in both arms here? Let both arms kind of help you stay up. Okay, now into the core on the side of the body. Bring the knee in, kind of like fire hydrant here, and then kick it out. Bring it in and kick it out. And don't think slow is easier, right? That contraction remains longer. It's a little harder, actually. Okay, kick it out, hold it there. Tap the toe down again, okay? And then you're gonna walk yourself up and plant that right foot onto the ground. We are on that diagonal again. Rib cage comes forward, okay? Arms come up again. Take the right arm to the outer right thigh, lift up. Can you feel that little tug up from the rib cage? Big opening here. Breath in, exhale, switch sides. Reach up and down, look down, and then switch again. Okay, and then just go ahead and keep moving. Keep drawing attention to the tension. And if you want to use bigger arms, you go right ahead. Another 2 or 3 windmill arms. Good. And the next time, you're going to keep both arms lifted. Take the torso to the front of your mat. So as that leg comes back, you feel that tug opening through the hip flexor, yeah? You know, take the fingertips, draw them down. Walk yourself forward, forward, forward as you drop back to your hips. So now the right leg is on that diagonal. The inner right foot is on the ground, okay? Hands come out to that wide position again. And here we go with that extension. You're going to lift up and lower. Now, the really interesting part about this is we are always a little stronger, okay, maybe a little tighter on another side of our body. So you probably notice maybe this side is a little more giving for you. Maybe you feel it a little less or more. Okay, again, it's not about it being better or worse. It's noticing, accommodating. If you want a little more, bring the hands closer to the body. You're going to rise up a little more. Okay, keep the length. Keep drawing yourself up and down. Beautiful. 1 more time. Lift up. Pause here. Pause here. See if you can release the glutes. See if you can release it all. Nice. And then draw yourself all the way back, 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 back. Slide the legs close together again. Stay on the knees. Push up in reverse push up. Walk the hands back into tabletop. Okay. And a little cat and a little cow. Nice. And then from here, you know, just bring your hips to your heels. Okay. And position your blocks up at top of your mat. If you don't have blocks, books might work, or you can use your hands as well. Okay, we're going to move into some really easy shoulder work when it comes to downward facing dog. So it's an easy way to get there. So as we come forward, you can have your blocks on the corners, okay, or you can have them down flat, doesn't matter. But what this is doing is it's lifting, okay, lifting the earth for you so that when you come up, there's a lot less pressure on the shoulders. And that way we can focus on the length of the legs more, okay? So you're gonna just take your hands kind of at the corner of your blocks, okay? If you don't have blocks, you're going to use your hands, but you're going to bend your elbows. So it's going to be a kinder down dog. Okay, so from here, curl the toes under, lift the knees off the ground, slide yourself back, 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 and walk your feet in a little bit. Okay, so as you pedal your heels here, you're going to draw one heel down at the time. Okay, you notice there's a lot less pressure on the upper body. In fact, it gives most of your weight into the back of your legs. Let's take an inhale, roll up onto the balls of the feet, push your thigh bones back, pick up the tailbone, and then try to make your feet longer by drawing them down but back. Okay, you go ahead and invite that beautiful stretch through the back of the legs, through the hamstrings. Okay, so we're going to take an easy step in. You will bend your knees significantly and you're going to drop your belly to the top of the thighs. We'll look forward and we'll take the left foot forward. So when you have that bend in the knees and you can really propel that left leg forward. Okay, and then from here, you're going to shimmy that back foot a little further back. Okay, and remember, a lunge like this, big hip opener right from the start. Look up, be strong and proud here. Breath in. Exhale. Nice. Bend the back knee. Step into a forward fold. Again, using the blocks, you don't have to go all the way down. You can hold on to the shins, your top of your feet, whatever floats your boat. Okay, breath in here. Exhale. Bend the knees. Right foot stays where it is. Now left leg comes back into a lunge. Okay, pull your thigh bones away from each other. And have a look at that front knee. Is it over your ankle? Remember, we like stacked joints. Okay, stay here for a breath. Exhale. Now you're going to bend the back knee, but instead of going forward, you're going to come back into your downward facing dog. Okay, so again, that makes it a little more accessible as well. Pedal your heels. Be long and strong through the legs. Okay, so we're just going to go through that series a couple of times. Okay, so getting the body warm and being really helpful with the upper body. Bend the knees, look forward, left foot comes forward in lunge. Pause here. Bend the back knee, step forward, forward fold. Pause here. Bend the knees, right foot stays, left leg gets back. Lunge. Bend the back knee, right leg, front leg comes back. Downward facing dog. One more time through, other side. Bend the knees, look forward, right leg comes forward. Pause, be long and strong in this lunge. Bend the back knee, step forward, forward fold. Pause here, inhale. Exhale, bend the knees. Left foot stays where it is, right leg comes back. Pause, long stride through the legs. Bend the back knee, last time here, step back, downward facing dog. Pause here, okay? Pedal the heels again. Relax the face. Nice, and then from here, drop to your knees, okay? Take your knees out to the side. Bring your toes together. Slide your hips back, back, back. You can remove the blocks for now. And just come into child's pose. Let's make this an easy child's pose. Okay, so your arms are forward. If you want, you can also drape them behind you and feel the shoulders just drop. Okay, so no pressure here, nothing really going on other than this sensation of you on the ground in this moment at this time. And as you inhale, feel the circular motion of the breath again. It's a circle, it comes in, prana. Pause, exhale, apana.
Do that a couple more times. Nice. Go ahead and put your fingers onto the ground. Lift the chest. Okay, so you're just coming up with the chest here. You take your left hand, scoop it under your right, and then look over to the right. So a nice stretch for the shoulder and the back body. Okay, to increase this intensity or to increase this kind of sensation in the upper back, you take your right armpit and try to draw it down. Relax the breath. Inhale, exhale. And there is a point where the muscles just kind of relax. See if you can get there. Another 2 breaths. Okay, push down onto the pads of the fingers of the right hand. Lift the chest up again. Bring yourself back into child's pose. Arms outstretched. Bow down. Push into the left fingertips. Lift the chest up again. Take your right arm, scoop it under the body, drop to your shoulder, look over to the left. Okay, and again, to intensify this, keep your right shoulder where it is, but drop your left a little closer to your armpit. Okay, relax the face. And you unclench the teeth. And just thinking about how you're being, how you're treating your own body today in this moment. Sometimes it gets away from us. We know this. And push down into the pads of your fingers. Lift up, come back into child's pose. Try to reach. Stress through the chest. Okay, we're going to kind of take the pressure off our wrists altogether now. You're going to bring your hands and fold the fingers. So come into like little prayer. Okay, stay on the elbows, but lift your torso and slide your chest between your elbows. Okay, stay here. Give me a little cat and cow with the tailbone here. A little cat and cow with the tailbone. That's a nice release there. Okay, so we've got the open legs. Okay, so a little bit of those hip openers. Okay, but kind of a gentle frog pose here. Okay, we did frog pose a couple weeks ago. I got a lot of fan mail after that. Okay, so just pause here for a breath. Okay, now keep pushing into the forearms, keep pushing into the knuckles, keep pushing into the elbows. Curl your toes under, bring your knees under your hips. Okay, you can stay here. This is cool. Okay, keep pushing down. Otherwise, you can curl the toes under, lift the hips off the ground, come into dolphin pose. Okay, so there's a long line. Now, again, you can stay here. This might be just a-okay for you. You might like it here. Okay, if not, you can take one leg, reach it up, intensify this, and then bring it back down. And then the other leg, up, and back down. Okay, you can try that one more time each side. The whole time, the upper body is taking the hit. There is the strong shoulders here. Good. Come back to dolphin. Pause here. Drop to your knees again. Nice. Walk up onto your hands. And again, little cat, little cow. Little cat, little cow. Nice. Untuck the toes. Walk your hips back to your heels. Pause here. Just remain here for a few breaths. And just feel the rise and fall of your chest. Nothing extraordinary. Just ordinarily great. Nice. And release. Okay, we're going to come back onto our back bodies and we're going to start using our blocks. Okay. So we're going to come back onto our our back bodies. Okay. And you'll take your blocks. Okay. And if you don't have blocks, again,
a book will do, or you don't even need them. Okay, you'll use them. They're kind of on a diagonal, kind of like going out this way, this way. Okay, we'll come down onto our back bodies. So bring your hips closer to your knees. Okay, and then just drop to your elbows. We're going to take a little hip stretch first. Okay, cross the left ankle over the right, flex the foot. Okay, so easy, easy. Sometimes I call this TV asana. Okay, just watching TV, hanging out, hanging out. But that top thigh bone, it's heavy. It's pushing itself out. You can stay here. Okay, remember, everything is optional. Another option, you can come up onto the hands. So now that becomes a little more of a stretch for the outer thigh. Okay, and if you want, you can bring that foot out a little more. Okay, so it's totally up to you. The closer that foot is, the harder it is. Okay, the more length you might obtain. Keep the foot flexed. Okay, you can stay here. If you like, you can walk yourself even closer. Okay, and extend the arms a little more. Totally up to you. Okay, this isn't a pill. You can't swallow it and it happens. You kind of have to get there on its own. So just nice, easy hip openers, and then just a little side to side, just a little. Okay, and whatever floats your boat, you're going to maintain that. Stay here for another 2 breaths. Exhale. Nice. And then we're going to come back down to the elbows. Pause here. Just absorb your body. Let it know what happened. Okay, and then release. Bring that leg down. And now I'm going to go to the other side, cross over. Okay, and this is one of those postures that what side you're tight on, right? I could tell you right now, this is my tight side, the right side. Again, keep your foot flexed. If this feels good for you, stay here. And I mean that. Okay, because that top thigh bone, that right thigh bone, it's heavy. It's the heaviest bone in our body. It's pulling down with gravity. Okay. And now, if you like, you can walk up, up, up. Again, yep, body's talking to you. Yeah. Okay, stay here for a breath. Again, you can move that foot away a little bit if you like. You just go to where you feel. And keep the foot flexed. It's important for the knee. Breath in here, breath out. Okay, and if maybe you're interested in what more would feel like, you can bring your hip and your glutes closer together and walk yourself up a little further. Okay, again, I know that this side's a little tighter. I won't get in as close, and that's okay. And then you can just rock it a little bit, side to side, side to side. Nice. Okay, take a breath, bring it to your body. Exhale, bend your elbows. We're coming back down now, this time all the way down, down, down to the spine. Let your arms float open. Okay, unwrap your legs so both feet are on the ground now. Now you should be able to feel your blocks with your feet here. Okay, arms wide open. Draw your belly button into the spine. Okay, relax your face. All we're going to do now is just come up into simple bridge, just like we did at the beginning of our practice. Okay, so push into the feet, lift the hips up, up, up. Okay, feel that compression in the spine. Okay, you're kind of on the shoulders here, right? You kind of feel the flatness of your shoulder bones. Okay, those triangular bones here. And the scapula, nice. And then draw it back down again. Okay, nice. Now, find your block with your feet. Okay, and you're going to scoop them in to the point where they're kind of around the point under your knees. Okay, so now when we scoop up, you're going to really sense it on the shoulders. You'll push into the feet, rise up, up, up. Okay, so just by adding that little bit of block, that little height, you get a little more up into the shoulders, yes, and it gives you more height into the hip bridge. So now the hip flexor at the top of your thighs, right, they're long. So really, it's the rib cage, the hip, and the knee. They all go into this plane. Squeeze the back body. Give it a little squeeze, a little more. See if you can stay up here for another 2 breaths. Inhale. Exhale.
Nice. And then draw yourself back down. Be easy and kind about it. Easy and kind about it. Okay. Now we're going to play around with strength on either side. Okay. So balancing some things out. And again, you're really going to notice the balance in your glutes, all of them. Okay. You'll take the left foot, put it on the ground, but keep your right foot on your block. Okay. So arms to either side again, just open it up. We're going up again. This time you're really going to emphasize pushing on the right foot and lift up, up, up. Squeeze the glute here. Okay, so as you lift, you might even sense that there's like a bit of an opening at the pelvis from the lowest rib cage on that right side. Okay, lift a little higher, a little higher. Nice, and then roll the spine back down again. And then switch, left foot on the block, right foot on the ground. Now we're going to add on to this a little later, okay, after this round. So push down, be really mindful of where that left foot is, and lift up, up, up. Okay, so what are we doing? We're accessing primarily the left side of the glute, but the right side's saying, what about me, right? So get that going too. So you kind of sense the imbalance or the balance between either side, especially at the glute. If you suffer lower back pain, often it has to do with the weakness in one side of your glute. Okay, breath in, exhale, lay the spine back down again. Okay, just put both feet on the ground and just little windshield wipers with the knees side to side. Okay, we're going to do this again. So we're going to have one foot on the block. Okay, and then we're going to start to add a little more core work in. And remember, when I say core, it's front and back. It's not just the abdominals. Okay, you'll take the right foot, put it on the block. Okay, push down. And you don't have to have a block to do this, by the way, right? You can just maybe lift the heel off the ground. Okay, so you're going to push the right foot onto the block, lift up, 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 stay here. Now your right knee is a little higher. Of course it is. You're on the block. Okay, now from here, push into the right a lot, pick up the left leg all together, and then extend it up. How much fun is this? Okay, lift the hips up a little higher. Come on, you got this. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Keep the leg long, extend it so that the knees are parallel to each other. Okay, big breath in here. Exhale, bend the knee, and then toe down, hip down, roll the spine back down. Nice. Other side. Left foot on your block, right foot on the ground, okay? Or you got your left heel off the ground if you're on the ground. Okay, push up, up, up. We go again. Here we go. Up, up, up. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Okay, and then from here, keep pushing into the left, lift up. Boy, you're going to know which side is a little weaker, right? For me, it's this side for sure. Okay, keep the lift, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Then bring the knees parallel to each other. Keep the leg long if possible. If you want to bend it, go ahead. Nice, and then slowly roll the spine back down, bend the knee, drop the foot. Good. Bring both feet on the ground and go side to side. And because that was so much fun, we're going to do it one more time. Okay. Adding on if you want it. Again, be nice to yourself today. Right foot on your block, or you're lifting the right heel. Push into both feet, lift up, up, up. Extend the left leg, keep it long. Okay, you're really high on the shoulders here. Remember that. Okay, and now you're going to take that left leg parallel to the knees. Okay, so keep the knees parallel. Pause here. Okay, intensity. Keep the leg long, but bring it parallel to the ground now. Push, lift, push, lift. Good. Bend the knee. Drop down, down, down. Last time, both feet on the ground. You know, we've only done this 3 times, right? Feels like 30 times. Okay, left foot on the block, or you're off the left heel. Push into both hips, lift them up. Okay, this is incredible back strength work that is kind of gentle, right? Pick up that right leg, if you want. Extend that right leg if you want. Now start to lengthen that leg. Bring the knees side by side. Pause here, and then make that leg parallel to the ground. Pause here, and then drop the foot. Drop both hips to the ground. You can get rid of those blocks and just windshield wiper your legs side to side. Again, a lot of back work there. I'm going to urge you not to bring your knees into your belly. Okay, keep the spine long. Okay, we're going to come into our final posture now. Okay, we're going to do so though, again, with blocks if you want. If you have a bolster, you might want to open that up and you'll come up and you're going to put the bolster right behind you. Okay, so to have this hip or this chest opening. The blocks, okay, we're going to take the blocks and bring them to either side of the body. Okay, and we're going to use them to prop up our thighs and bring the legs into a diamond shape. This is a really nice release for the lower spine. Okay, so if you have the blocks, they're on the side. Okay, and if you have a bolster, you can have it behind you and roll it back and just open up through the chest there. So totally up to you. So I'm going to get you to get as comfortable as possible. Bring your feet together and let the legs just open up. And the reason why you want the blocks there is because you don't want to feel any tension there. Okay, so you can use the gravity to pull the legs down, down, down. Okay, so can I try this? So the bolster is on the side. If you have a blanket, nice to have that. Even if you don't want to use the blanket on the entire body, you could just put the blanket on your belly. That's a nice feeling. Okay, and just give yourself a moment to get really, really comfortable without any expectations. And I invite you to once again bring yourself into your breath body. So this is a little longer Shavasana because we're being nice to ourselves today. Okay, so just allow yourself to feel yourself from head to toe. It's a gentle season for the body. Imagine your entire upper back in release. Imagine you're in, now this is a little more of a pillow for you. Okay? Imagine the sinew, the striations of your muscles in your legs without any tension at this moment. Imagine the bowl of your pelvis like a soup bowl, a soup tureen, held together with the head of your femur bone and the base of your spine, your sacrum, your 5 fused bones at the very base of it all. And your spine now, just subtle. Imagine it. Imagine each of the vertebrae resting with the beauty of space in between each. Your shoulders realize there's no need to be tense anymore. As both your arms, your right arm and your left arm, succumb to gravity. All 10 of your fingers, as though brushed, each one of them, the tip of each one of them, brushed with a sensation of openness. Right through the throat and the neck. No more lines on the forehead, around your eyes, your cheeks,
Even your lips soften. The noise has no volume. It's down, down, down. Imagine the cellular level of openness in your body. And the epidermis, the skin, receiving this gentle reminder of awareness. And this calmness extends like a glow around you. It reaches those that are by you. It reaches your neighborhood, your community. As calmness extends to all sentient beings. In the next few moments, understand what kindness means to you, what generosity, compassion, joy means to you. No harm, none, just the glory of goodness. Let the gentle sound of your breath be heard inside your head. Let a deeper breath be accessible to you. Let it fill you. Let the movement of your fingers and toes come to life. Gently rounding. Maybe just circling the wrists. And bringing the arms almost like ghost arms to being. And if you found yourself on your backs, take your hands and bring them on either side of your knees again. And just draw the knees in so your feet are on the ground. And you have this beautiful sensation of your lower back. Just let it be, let it settle. And best you can, trying really hard not to strain your neck at all. Using your arms, maybe floating to your side even. Just find yourself back into a seated posture. And if you're on a bolster, you can stay seated on the bolster, keeping yourself lifted a little higher. And turning your palms up into that beautiful symbol of receivership. Letting in all the goodness, nothing hurts. And drawing that goodness together to your heart center, dropping your chin with an inhale, draw breath in. And exhale, apana. Inhale, lift, the eyes lift. Thank you so much for joining me today. May you find that gentleness throughout your day. It's there for you. Namaste. Thank you so much. So see, yoga doesn't have to have like a million chaturangas. It could still be as meaningful in a gentle way. Mhm. Thanks for all. Thank you guys so much. Great to see you. Good turnout today. Like double. Have a great day, everyone.